Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Ashes to Rubies podcast and live stream, where today we're going to talk about flowers.
Oh,
I feel that you need flowers.
thank
What kind
you.
of flowers would go well on a weekend that is coming up?
I think there's no specific flowers. Flowers are just good.
Like if you had to pick for this weekend to have flowers, what would you pick? Would it be like
bright yellow?
Bright yellow? Like a daisy? I don't know much about flowers, but I know that I saw daisies on our walk this morning.
I'm not super picky. Like I go to the store and I'm like, those look gorgeous and bright and they look like they'll last a long time.
I have never in my life, in my whole career of bringing you flowers, which over the course of a spread out of 30 years, it seems like a long career, but it's not as abundant as I let on. But if I brought you flowers, I've never heard you complain. Of like,
No.
You know what? Maybe once where it was roses.
Well, no.
I don't think you're a rose fan.
No, I don't like roses. I really don't. And it's so funny because
would you rather have...
Sometimes I don't know myself very well. And so a friend was telling me how she got roses and I was like, oh, that's really sweet. But I was like, I know they're not your favorite. And she's like, they're not your favorite. And I was like, oh yeah.
Like, so do you not like roses because it's like the guy thing to do on flower day? Whatever flower day there is, the guy goes to whatever that flower shop, Flower Mania.
They're just so overdone.
Okay, so you don't like them because they're overdone, because guys just gravitate, like, here's the roses, that's the best that I can do.
Yeah, so they're overdone.
Would you pick carnations over roses?
No, not carnations. Carnations are like a weed, I think.
I think carnations remind me of crepe paper.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're kind of filler. But I like, it's not like I dislike, like, I don't hate roses. If I get roses, I'm not like, oh.
I don't know. I just got through by saying I brought you roses.
So there's occasions where roses would definitely be appropriate.
And what like,
Valentine's
is there
Day.
a specific color?
Valentine's Day, or like...
The cutest roses I've ever seen are miniature ones. Have you seen the miniature ones? Different colors?
Yes.
Well, we got BC in the house.
Hey, William. Yeah, that was a long conversation about flowers.
So
I honestly will take any cut flowers.
So the bottom of the barrel would be carnations.
Kind of, yeah.
And roses are right above them, but roses in the man's mind are like the crown jewel. Like that is the thing.
But it's just me. Like most women, I don't.
Isn't there a song called Roses and Diamonds? I forget who sings that. I'm sure if somebody Googled that, Karen probably knows. She's probably singing it right now. All right.
It's true.
I believe that there is going to be roses in your future today.
Roses?
No, not roses. I don't want to set the bar that low. I believe that you are going to get flowers today.
So my current favorite is, I really like the kind of like wildflower looking bouquets. Like I see them in the stores. I don't usually buy them, but or I see them actually not on stores, but Instagram. And they look kind of wildflowery and they have like berries, and I really like that.
Taking notes. So I could go down by the river and just grab some stuff and put it in a vase.
Like you picked it out of a meadow, except it would be
meadow.
Far more beautiful than
a meadow. What's a meadow?
I don't know.
Is that the same as a paddock?
But you could pick it.
Paddock?
You could pick it usually out of Farm Boy, just so you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I don't. The river is right there. Farm Boy's way down there. Is there a cost involved too that make it better?
I don't know. To me, cheaper is better.
Cheaper is better.
If they're gonna be inexpensive and last longer, that's fantastic.
Okay. So I believe,
just so you know,
the power of God invested in me. I believe that you will get flowers today. All right.
I believe it. I believe it now too.
It's your turn to read.
Okay.
Guys, I hope you all paid attention to the flower conversation. These conversations might seem insignificant and rabbit hole-like, but I think there is greater purpose in building relationships with with the world around us.
I'm impressed that you know that I don't love flowers. It's not that I dislike roses. You know that
No,
you know that I love flowers.
I'm
but
like the
impressed
little
that you knew
boy.
that I don't really love roses.
You
Like
know,
I like them.
you know how
I
little
love,
children make art,
yeah.
and they're like, here, put that on your fridge. So like, I think roses to a guy or flowers to the guy is like that art. It's so precious and valuable.
So
and I'm like, you're gonna love this.
When you bought beer store flowers, you know what those are, right? Those are.
I know what they are.
You know exactly what those are.
I know that some people watching know what they are.
I was still grateful.
Beer store flowers.
I was still grateful. I just like flowers.
Who hasn't bought though?
All right. So a fellowship member may devote a lot of time to reading scientific books on alcoholism because they imagine it will make them better able to cope with the problem. Unless we intend to become professionals in the field, nothing is to be gained by an in-depth study of the disease, nor does it help to explore the reasons for the alcoholic's behavior. Certainly not while our own conduct shows that we are not entirely rational. So again, all change must begin with us. The search should be for our own serenity, which will prove to have remarkable power to inspire others in the home. Today's reminder. Do I read up on alcoholism because I still hope I can find a way to make them stop drinking? Do I blame all the family's adversities on the alcoholic, sober or not? Have I the courage to face my own mistakes and character flaws? Do I justify my resentment and rationalize my self-pity?
Rationalize my self-pity.
How much trouble he avoids who does not look to see what others say or do, but only what he does himself, that it may be just and pure. That's that Marcus Aurelius guy.
Oh, Marcus Aurelius.
Remember you thought he was in Braveheart, the movie?
No, I thought he was in Gladiator. Or maybe Braveheart. Who knows? I like that. What did it say about self-pity?
Do I justify my resentment and rationalize? Do you justify your resentment and rationalize your self-pity?
Rationalize self-pity if you're aware of it. I don't think most people are aware of their self-pity, but let alone rationalize it. I believe that this is really talking to the members of the family of alcoholics.
Well, yeah, that's what the book is for.
That's what the book is for. But at the same time, it applies to both. So what they're saying for somebody like you is you're trying to figure out all the ins and outs of alcoholism, why I drink, why I'm doing what I'm doing, why I'm ripping the family apart, and you're trying to intervene to do something about it. And so it's really talking about control. So you're on that end of control. On my end of control, I'm still trying to control my alcohol and my drug intake. I'm still not convinced that I can do it differently so that it's not going to rile your feathers and you're not going to become a psychotherapist and a detective and a drug and alcohol counselor.
That happens.
I don't want you to be that. I just want to be able to manage and control what I'm doing.
Right.
But you're doing we're both controlling. And so how do I let go of control? I just have to come to the realization for me is that there is no real reason that I drink. There's no reason.
You could drink because the sky is blue.
Or gray or black or purple. There's no reason that an alcoholic drinks. There's all the reasons.
A celebration.
And then
failure.
Realizing that I'm not controlling it, it's controlling me. And then you come to the same realization too. It's the same idea where it's like we have to just give up control and let go of everything and everyone and give it to God. However, we picture that at the time being because we're coming out of being controlling. We're trying to control the outcomes and the situations, and what a hard spot to be in. All you need is flowers. Flowers from the heavens. So giving up control, how do I give that up? What do I do? Well, what are some tips that you can give up control? Is, I think, identifying that I am being controlling, take things to prayer meditation, get involved in your own fellowship and start working a program, connecting to God, letting go of control in your life and the outcomes that you're trying to get and your expectations and beliefs, and letting God rewrite the script.
Yeah. I have this picture that I recognize when I'm standing and then I need to sit down, like
Mm.
it, but inside.
Mm.
I just need
So you stand up,
like I
like
can
your
when I'm
emotions stand up.
yeah, and then I'm like, just sit down, just sit down, just sit down.
Very good, very good. Well,
take a seat.
Thank you for joining us from BC to the East Coast to the West Coast. Thank you. We will see you hopefully Saturday. That's our Ashes to Rubies show at 81 Ariga Drive. We got a good show lined up at 7:30. Doors open. Until then, keep the peace, be of good behavior, and have a safe weekend.
Bye.